In this fourth death match, we have a very special bout indeed. Coming in from the left side, he is one of the most favorite anti-heroes in all of manga. In his world, he is one of the most powerful hunters, one of the greatest ninjutsus, one of the most skilled fighters you can find. He is none other than Hisoka. And coming in from the right side, we have a true legend. Arguably the greatest villain ever. One of the greatest anti-villains ever. Just one of the greatest characters ever. He pushes every hero and anti-hero he faces to the mental limits. He is none other than the Joker. Y'all look. Y'all know I had to do this battle. Y'all know I had to do this battle. Two of the best, most fearsome clowns ever. But for real though, these two combatants are excellent. Two of everybody's favorites. You don't even have to like the series to like these guys. I mean, on one hand, you have this dude who's, you know, he lusts after combatants, and on the other hand, you have a true psychopath. So, I mean, come on. I do not love these characters. And I'm truly unbiased coming into this one. But y'all know. I mean, Hisoka's my second favorite character in Hunter x Hunter. And the Joker. I just absolutely love the Joker. Men love the Joker. And especially Heath Ledger's depiction in The Dark Knight. But with all that being said, let's get into this analysis of this death match. Because this is epic. You know. Just because I know I'm not the only one that thought of this battle. Seriously. Come on. In these death matches, as I usually do in this one, I will present 3 categories. Each category will be filled with a certain amount of subcategories. And after all the analysis of breakdown of each character and how they fit the criteria, I will determine a winner. Once again, no bias, just straight logic, reason, facts, and evidence. Alright, my first category is attack. Now, in the attack category, there are 4 subcategories. It is strength, which is physical strength. People need to understand that. Number 2, speed. Number 3, techniques. Number 4, destructive capacity / power. Now, with physical strengths, when we take the character of Hisoka, he's not a character that focuses on physical strength. Not really at all. Okay? Hisoka, he's not weak, obviously, but we've never, up until this point, at least that I'm aware of, seen Hisoka do anything of monumental, lifting, monumental push and force. I'm not, because of his ninjutsu, I'm pretty sure he is at least decently strong, but I don't think anything special, very athletic. I don't know if he's superhuman. I don't know if I would go that far. Now, as far as in the Joker, he faces off against Batman and stuff. He's another character that does not focus on strength. You understand? He focuses on other elements. He's not weak either. You understand what I'm saying? He can lift and he can do the thing, but once again, he's not, not a behemoth. Other characters such as Bane or, powerhouses in Batman, for example. So overall, in the strength category, I'd have to say they're even. Now, when we move on to the speed category, Hisoka has not really been shown to move super fast as far as in, fighting speed and whatever, but we know he's quick. He's embarrassed Gon. I mean, Gon's not the fastest fighter, but a clear embarrassment. I mean, it's not even a challenge. Killua, he is undoubtedly one of the most powerful ninjutsus in the Hunter world, world. That's just clear. I mean, he wants to constantly, his thing is to challenge Corolla Lucifer. Okay? He's part of the Phantom Troop. I mean, what more do I need to be said? Some of the strongest ninjutsus literally on the planet. I mean, he can easily go up against Illumi, Killua's older brother, Zoldyck family. So he's on that kind of caliber. So he's some top tier stuff. Now, when we take into consideration, even though we haven't seen much speed attributes, at least in the anime, okay? I'm not really into the manga, so bear with that. But it is what it is. When you take a look at other nin users, they move at superhuman speeds. That's just what it is. So one can safely assume, make the inference that Hisoka can move at also superhuman speeds. Now, when we look at the Joker, Joker is not a speedster. He can move fast, but he ain't no Batman. He ain't a superhuman speedster. So this one, I mean, this is a clear, the speed advantage goes to Hisoka. I don't really even need to break down everything. It ain't like the Joker's slow. He's just not, on that superhuman level. Now, when we take a look at techniques, Hisoka, he probably has multiple nin abilities, but with nin, you don't really have, we've never been shown that nin users hold a wide array of techniques. We know they hold several. For example, Hisoka has the bungee cord, the bungee gum. He has the fake patch cloth thing. He uses cards. He had them kind of things. What other techniques does he have? He's a transmuter. He can do different things. Okay. He's a sort of a master of the scat, but that's more in the fighting style. I'll deal with that later. Now with the Joker, y'all know about the knives, as it once again presented in the Dark Knight. Excellent. Even though it's not comics, you get that beautiful example. When we look at the Joker, he's got laughing gas. He uses all sorts of weapons, from guns, canes, like I mentioned now, he comes up, he's, understand this, he's like the equivalent, he's on par with Batman in the clothes concerns. That should tell you. He's got gadgets at the wazoo, okay? He's got gadgets, a boatload of gadgets. So it's obviously techniques and and I'll get more into a fighting style later, but techniques, I gotta give it to the Joker. So right now, we're tied up at 1 apiece. They were even on strength, and so we move on to destructive capacity. Now, Hisoka, he's very peculiar. We have not, at least that I'm aware of, seen the full capacity of what Hisoka can do. But, considering he's a top 10 nin user, this dude can wreck stuff. We've seen Gon put holes in the sides of mountains, for example. We've seen Killua with his electricity. We know that Hisoka can best them easily at this point. At least that I'm aware of. So, when you look at it, Hisoka's power level, if I had to gauge, at least city level, he would be able to at least wreck a city. Maybe small. I'm not sure exactly. Someone can help correct me on that one. I'm not sure. When we look at the Joker, he more uses the intelligence. He would create something, but within himself, he's powerful. He can lay the smack down on me. Don't get me wrong. He's faced off against, like Batman, he's faced off against a very powerful foes. I mean, people in the Superman group, people all throughout DC. He's up in there. And he's highly respected. You don't get highly respected by very powerful beings for bearing. It's not just his mental genius, his, psychopath nature. It's the fact that he can throw down. But overall, I have to give it for the very essence of natural ability, to Hisoka. Now, we move on to defense. Defense is broken down into 4 subcategories. I had to think for a second. You have reaction time, you have durability, stamina, and agility. Now with the reaction time, we know Hisoka, we've clearly seen, for example in Greed Island, that Hisoka split-second decisions. You remember the switch up between when they were doing the dodgeball game with the dude who had a powerful Rin, I forget his name, Jing's friend, okay? When he hit that and it diverted from Killua at the last second, split second, Hisoka just clean. If he didn't do that, he would have been dead. This is what it is. He would have been dead. So his reaction time is easily superhuman. Now when we look at Joker, Joker's reaction time is good, but the thing is, Joker, in a fight, he'll take hits. That's just what it is. He will take hits. He doesn't mind taking hits. His reaction time is good. Don't get me wrong. I say it's great. That's debatable. But who obviously wins this? Hisoka. This is what I question. Split second versus a guy who will take hits. That's what it is. Now, on the inverse side, we talking about durability. Because, look, the reason Hisoka has such great reaction time is because he can't really take that many hits. I'm not saying he's soft. You know, his ninja is phenomenal. But his build, you know, even though it would seem him and the Joker have similar builds, it doesn't necessarily work like that. Hisoka is not one of the toughest guys physically in Hunter x Hunter. That's just factual stuff. You can't refute that. I would need you to provide evidence. From what I've observed, from what knowledge I've gathered, Hisoka, he can take hits, but he can't take powerful nin attacks, is what it is. You know, Gon joking, you know, his rock move would seriously screw up Hisoka. You know what I'm saying? When it's a powerful, fully charged nin attack, it's very dangerous for Hisoka. He's not surviving that. Is what it is. So his other attributes was quickness and whatever, his reaction time, for example. And I'll deal with agility in a bit. He needs that enhanced. His durability is not all that great. Now when we look at the Joker just simply takes hits. He tanks and tanks and tanks. He tanks powerful enemies, powerful antagonists, whether he's in his villain side or anti-villain side, because sometimes he teams up with different individuals, and he clashes with about anybody. He don't care. He don't really need a reaction time because he can take it, and he loves the pain. He don't care. He just doesn't care. He'll take it, he loves it, and then he'll move on and dish out. So durability obviously goes to Joker. Okay. Right now we're tied 1-1 in the defense category between Hisoka and the Joker. Now when we go to stamina, we look at the stamina, and when we look at it, Hisoka, to my knowledge, we haven't seen his absolute limits. We haven't seen how long he can go, but we know that nin is very technical and is a very specific skill set. Okay, we've never, to my knowledge, seen Hisoka in a long, drawn-out battle. They've always been, he's pretty much overpowered his opponents, outwitted his opponents, or whatever. He's not used his nin for long times. He's used parts of it, and he's used a bunch of trickery and whatnot. But we haven't really seen. So to gauge his stamina, we can't all that much. But because along with durability, stamina and durability are somewhat related. They're correlated. I don't see him as having phenomenal stamina. I see him having probably good stamina. Now when we look at Joker, this dude just fights. He would, he uses a bunch of tricks though, but he ain't like the Riddler, okay? This dude fights. He will square up, and he will go pound for pound. You know, with that, like I said, durability, especially in these kind of combats, okay? It's a good correlation. It's a legit correlation. It doesn't always mix, but it's a legit correlation. Yo, the Joker has a boatload of stamina. A boatload of stamina. So once again, I gotta give it to the Joker. Now, when we look at agility, this is a very interesting category. Because Hisoka, because he's not the most durable character, his agility is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's not the highest agility I've ever seen, but he's damn good. That's part of what makes the appeal of Hisoka. He just can twist and do what he has to do and just spank your behind. Now, when we look at the Joker has good agility too, don't get me wrong. Because you look at his body, and he goes, like I said, he goes powerful powers to very powerful people. But Hisoka edges him out. So right now, it would seem, because of attack, that Hisoka seems to have an edge. Because they're, 2-2 in the defense category. Hisoka taking the reaction time and the agility, to no surprise. And Joker taking durability and stamina, probably to no surprise the most. Now, when we take in the breakdown of strategy, in our third category, we break that down into 3 subcategories. We break that down into location, to fighting style, and to also fighting IQ. Okay, and this, in most of my death matches, help to determine the winner, and it shall once again, if you just think about that. because a lot of times people they be getting on me. Oh, wonder why you be, oh, but you don't understand how strong this guy is. Yo, strategy is king. Oh, you don't understand? No, I understand. Okay, I break it down into these 3 things for a reason. Hear me out. Location. Now when we look at it as a hunter, okay, not Killer. Oh Lord, I'm thinking wrong dude. As a hunter, Hisoka, he's been in various situations. You know, he's been in the forest, he's good. He's been in the open plain, he can battle. And he's been probably in an urban setting or whatnot. But as a hunter, it would favor him to be in something more like the forest or jungle or something like that. Just that makes common basic sense. Especially someone like Hisoka, whose durability, although good or maybe great, is not, you know, he's more trying to out strategize you. He's not trying to get into an open conflict unless he has to with someone with a powerful dude. He would like to plan it out. And that's also the transmuter, you know, like Killua. You see how Killua is. They have a very similar mindset. Hisoka and him, because they're both transmuters, have a very similar mindset. That's just how it works. You know, mindset and personality. That's how it works with ninjutsu. Now, so, you know, overall, if it was a more jungle area, I'd probably give a favor to Hisoka. Now, when we look at urban, obviously, look at Arkham. When we look at jail, very close environments, urban settings and whatnot, jail, obviously the Joker, that's his playground. That's what he does. When you look at open fields, Joker would lay traps upon traps. So, right now, most scenarios I would give to the Joker. And location-wise, if you're a mountain, I would give the Joker, because the dude is trap king. He's like, he's competitive with the Riddler and a few others. You could say Penguin, but he's a trap king. Hisoka, although shiesty, he ain't a trap king. Just take that into mind. Now, when we look at fighting styles is key. Hisoka, you know, he's a trickster. He's very deceptive. Like I said, he's shiesty. He wants to strategize, outwit his opponent. He reads his opponent. He's very quick on the read, man. He knows what the opponent's going to do before the opponent knows what he's going to do. As example, in the Heavenly tournament arc, Heavenly Stadium arc, Heavenly Arena arc. That's what I'm talking about. When he fought that one dude who I believe he had beat before, and I thought he could do something because he had upped his nin and whatnot. But Hisoka was 2 steps ahead with all the moves he's got. So he's got moves for days. It's much about reading his opponent, which makes sense as a hunter. Now, when we take into consideration the Joker, though, what I mentioned, he's a trap king. He's widely in freestyle. He's a great freestyle martial artist. He ain't no Kid Buu, Monkey D. Luffy level, but he's a great freestyle. He's versatile in the use of many weapons. He'll pull a gun on you in a minute. He'll pull, blades on you. He'll pull canes. He'll pull different bombs and whatnot. It's a wide arsenal. You never know. He's good cards. And another thing I must mention with Hisoka's fighting style, that a lot of people compare him to Gambit of the X-Men because of his card style, and because Gambit does the kinetic usage, well, Hisoka does because of his name. He's an excellent card thrower. The Joker, he would use cards too. There's a lot of things the Joker do. So keep that in mind. Their fighting styles actually are a lot of times people say fights make style. Styles make fights, and that could hold very true to this bout, because you have similar but in many ways quite opposite approaches. The Joker, it's strange because you could just call him a medium fighter, because although he can fight melee, he does use a lot of bombs and a lot of tactics before he makes a strike. So it's kind of hard to judge. He's not a long range fighter, so I would say mainly short to medium. And the same thing I would say about Hisoka, short to medium, not really a long range fighter, but is what it is. Now, when we come to fighting intelligence, fighting IQ, Hisoka's no slouch. Hisoka, He literally, his mindset, he literally lusts after strong opponents. That's who he wants to. He don't want to face chumps. Chumps ain't nothing. Chumps are just snacks to him. He want to face, he literally gets a hard on for strong opponents. So, in order to face strong opponents, his new use is on point. Okay? He's highly intelligent. Now, is he a fighting genius? I wouldn't go so far as to say that. I wouldn't go, but he is highly intelligent. Like I said, he reads his opponents. But the thing is, the most opponents that we've seen are not at that level, that top tier or that high mid tier level of nin usage. Okay, they're not that level of nin users. Now, when we look at the Joker, you could argue to say, just like Batman, is he a fighting genius? Borderline. He's a psychopath, so he doesn't care. You know, he's highly intelligent, period. His combat experience is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? He understands weaknesses. He finds weaknesses and exploits them of his opponents, whether it be mental, starts with mental, but also physical. He has no qualms with killing. The Joker is just beast and badass. Neither does Hisoka, but Hisoka will let you, he'll play around a bit more. So, overall, when I take it into consideration and determination, Hisoka edged out the Joker as far as in the attack category. In defense, they were relatively even because their attributes even themselves out. Okay, but when I take into consideration how the Joker, in most situations, he could even survive in a sort of jungle situation. Strange as that may seem, he would survive. It would be hard for him to take Hisoka, but he would survive. You know, in every other situation, you pretty much have to give it to the Joker, especially if it's urban. If it's an urban situation, it's over. It's just what it is. It's over. It's powerful and is well versed in fighting tactics as Hisoka is. It's over. In open plane, I have to give it to the Joker because the Joker just does some underhanded stuff and using smoke and stuff. Not saying and the fact is, it would be hard. It would be hard for either one, but I have to give the edge to the Joker because I believe he would pull out some underhanded stuff. Now, in the fighting styles, great matchup as far as in the fighting styles. Not the greatest ever, but it's a great matchup nonetheless. But when I'm taking the fighting intelligence, I do have to give the edge to the Joker. And like in most things, fighting IQ is huge. You look at the end of the day, the attack, Hisoka can do some major damage. But it would have to be an elongated fight. The problem with that elongated fight in a character like the Joker, the longer he goes, the more dangerous he is. If you don't finish off the Joker early, it's over with. As many times as he's clashed with Batman, okay? As many times he's clashed with Batman, come on. As many times as he's clashed with some very powerful characters. That's the strength of, at the end of the day, this battle comes down to this, okay? It comes down to really three major things: the durability of the Joker, his exploitation of locations, and the fact is that Hisoka's advantage, his strength, is actually his downfall in this specific fight because of Joker's durability. Joker can tank things for days, and Hisoka would make the mistake. Either he would use too much stamina, or he would slip up and the Joker would stab him, he would shoot him, he would do what he had to do. He would feign something, he would feign his death, he would feign a defeat. And, although Hisoka does it, look, Joker's just villainous like that. He would fake his defeat in order to win. He would do what he had to do to win. He loves the competition too, but he ain't like Hisoka about the competition. Hisoka would probably misjudge him anyway. He would say this Joker ain't that powerful. Because the Joker doesn't look, for the most part, that menacing besides his lab. He doesn't seem that powerful. But, he's got that brain power. So overall, at the end of the day, I have to give this to that legend, the Joker. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me y'all thoughts on this deathmatch. Now, my decision might not be that popular. Now, I know a lot of people love Hisoka. I love Hisoka too. But at the end of the day, when I look at the stats, when I look at a character like the Joker, I cannot deny his battle prowess. I cannot deny his combat experience. I cannot deny the fact that he should have been dead a long time ago, but he really ain't dead. I cannot deny the fact that more than any other character, he puts the fear of God into Batman. More than any other character, he is the exact equal. He keeps the Batman in line, and Batman keeps him in line. Joker he keeps Batman alive. Normally he would probably kill Batman, but he keeps Batman alive because, look, they provide balance. Okay, psychologically, they provide balance. The Joker stops Batman from going too far and killing folks, for example, and Batman keeps the Joker from going too far and just being just straight lunatic. It keeps him intellectual because they balance each other out. So when I look at all these facts, I have to give the win to him. Now, like I said, tell me y'all thoughts, and yeah, most death battles will come out on Friday. It's just work, busy life. Like, what can you do? It should be like that sometimes. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace. Next time. Yeah, buddy. Can't wait.